Good evening and welcome to Charleston, South Carolina for tonight's USL match as the Holy City welcomes the Music City to MUSC Health Stadium for the first time in history. Hello everyone, my name's Kayla Mueller. I'll be your host for tonight's match. Alongside me, Derrick Broadley. Derrick, the Battery only conceded 2 goals at home so far this season. Nashville only conceded 5. One of the players that's played a huge role in that is goalkeeper Matt Pickens.
Yeah, Matt's a big, strong lad, isn't he, and very experienced. He's a real good shot stopper. He commands his box very well and leads his back four. He's very good at distributing the ball and really helps them stabilise their team. So I'm sure the home team will struggle to get one past him tonight.
He started 8 of 8 games so far this season. The 36-year-old veteran has a wealth of MLS experience and most recently with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. At the other end of the field, someone that doesn't have quite as much experience but a standout season is Joe Kosminski.
Yeah, since Joe's come into the team, he's grown in confidence. He's a young goalkeeper who's a great shot stopper. His handling has become much better over the last few games, and his dealing with crosses is excellent. He's a main reason why they're playing out from the back as well. So yeah, he's doing very well right now.
This is his second season with the Battery. After earning his starting spot against Atlanta United 2, he's only conceded 1 goal in 5 USL starts. Let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings heading into tonight's match. FC Cincinnati remain at the top spot and Louisville City FC trail by just a point, but that could all change tonight as they face each other at Nippert Stadium. The Battery come into this match on the best form in the USL in the past 5 games with 4 wins and 1 draw, 18 points on the season so far, and Nashville come in with 3 wins, 3 draws and 2 losses. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Banner and kick-off from MUSC Health Stadium. It's up next. Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium for tonight's USL match. The Charleston Battery taking on Nashville SC. Poppy Miller alongside Derrick Broadley. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are for what's gearing up to be a fantastic match, the first ever meeting between the two sides. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Banner. For Gary Smith's team, coming into this matchup after beating the reigning USL champions Louisville City FC on fantastic form, Veteran Matt Pickens gets the nod in goal. We mentioned him in the pre-game. Bradley Bourgeois starts in the back. The former Tulsa Roughnecks defender will be paired up with his former teammate on the opposing side tonight, Ian Svanterson. Michael Reed will captain and anchor the middle of the park. Started 8 of 8 games for them so far this season. And paired up top, the two to watch tonight, Mulatto and Ropapa Mensah, both on brilliant form. And talking of great form, let's take a look at the Battery's starting lineup. Unbeaten in 9 matches across all competitions, a big part of that being Joe Kosminski, who gets the nod in goal. Captain Kayla Mueller, the pivotal piece in the back line. Tar Brian Anunga and Vincenzo Candela anchored in the middle of the park. And keep your eye on the trio up top as Atula Guerra looks for his 6th USL goal tonight. Well, we are almost at kickoff, Derrick. Both of these teams very defensively sound. What's going to be the key for tonight?
Well, again, in recent games, the home team have been very, very good up front. Their front three do a great deal of work when they haven't got the ball. Obviously, now they're up against a team that's got a sound defence and a very solid goalkeeper. So tonight, I think it's going to be which forward line can get on top and take advantage of these defensive strengths that's in place.
A nice and cool, breezy 81 degrees at kickoff. Might sound hot to some of the teams, but it's only going to get hotter here in Charleston, South Carolina. We are away at MUSC Health Stadium. The man in the middle for tonight's game is JJ Belinsky. And the Battery will be in the white jersey, black shorts and white socks, going from right to left on your screen. And then of Nashville SC, of course, in the all blue. It's going to be Kimura to get us underway on this near side. The first Japanese-born player to ever be in the MLS, in MLS history. Been a key part for Gary Smith's side in their inaugural season. And we mentioned the Battery being on fantastic form. Nashville haven't really had the chance to pick up that greater form at home, only having 2 games at home so far this season. Yeah,
I think they've almost had the mirror image of what the Charleston Batteries had. They've had, 2 home games, 7 away, I believe, or this is their 7th away, and the Batteries coming off, 5 straight home league games. So, yeah, 2 contrasting things. I mean, Gary Smith's team will be enjoying their travels. I'm sure they're looking forward to getting home, and the Battery team will have to pack their bags and start their away trips very shortly.
And that away stand will be here before we know it as they head on the road on Wednesday night. Both teams playing on Wednesday. For the Battery, this is their 3rd week of having 3 games in 7 days. That's going to have to play an influence, Derrick.
Yeah, as we spoke on the pre-game show, we spoke about, getting these extra games in, getting players some valuable minutes through these cup competitions. Now they're going into the latter stage of the cup competitions. You have to start fielding your strongest teams against these MLS teams. But tonight's game will be a real test for the home team. As I said, the Nashville are coming into this. They've got a very experienced coach and a team that's coming off some good results.
And here's Nashville. We know they can be very sound up top. They're going to look to punish Mike Anheuser's 3-man back line that's found them all the success since Atlanta United 2 earlier on in the season. 9 games unbeaten across all competition. But Nashville looking to break that tonight. It's Guerra in the middle. Wins the aerial duel. Picked up by Reed. We've seen Nashville come out typically in a 3-man back line. Tonight we're seeing 4. We'll see if all that changes as time goes on. It's Mulatto. Switched out wide. Davis takes his space. Nashville just enjoying a spell of possession in this early going. Kimura. The 2 Japanese veterans will be going at it on this near side. Kotaro Higashi enters his 2nd season with the Battery after paying his way from Japan to the Open Trials last season. Impressed Mike Anheuser throughout preseason, bagged himself a goal against Seattle Sounders in Carolina Challenge Cup and won Newcomer of the Year. That's going to be a fantastic matchup.
Yeah, you can see a clear foul there. He just wrong foot, didn't put his foot in, and it was a clumsy foul, really.
Just under a bit of pressure at the back, Liam Doyle, Atula Guerra, we know he likes to hang on that last defender when the ball's being played into the attack. That's going to bring up the first corner of the match in the 4th minute. Yeah,
Doyle got an uncharacteristic mistake there, didn't he? Ball come in, lack of communication with the goalkeeper, and he heads it out for a corner. So let's see if the home team can capitalise on this early mistake here.
It's going to be Jared Van Schaik, the Battery veteran, to head over to the far side. It's an in-swinger. Keep your eye on Kayla Mueller and Skylar Thomas, the height in the box. It's in at the near post, heads away by Nashville. Tarbrine and Nunga to recycle. Again at the near post, Fonteson's with the pressure. But Matt Pickens just showing his experience. Kimura. Ropapa Mensah, the hot man at the minute for Nashville, dispossessed by safety in numbers from the Battery. Mueller. Out wide to Skylar Thomas. Jay Bolt gets his first start tonight after a couple of weeks out on injury. Only 2 changes to this lineup from the team that faced Ottawa Fury to a 0-0 draw at MUSC Health Stadium last Saturday. And a formation that we've seen being very consistent, Derrick. Yeah, although the formation is definitely consistent. It's definitely, you know, a 3-4-3. With Swanson up front, Guerra tends to drop off just a little bit. And I'm sure we'd like to see him much further up the field. I'm sure he likes to play further up the field. But with the big target player there, Guerra seems to drop off a bit more. And when teams have come and played 4 at the back, the 3's caused them problems. And, you know, we'll see if that happens again here tonight because, you know, 3 very mobile, very attacking players who are prepared to work hard. It's very hard for the opposition team to get out. Talking to Mike Anheuser earlier on this week, he said that patience has got to be key in the attack, and he's looking for the Battery to get more goal-scoring opportunities, more crosses into dangerous areas and into the box. We've seen 1 in this early going, and he'll be expecting to see a lot more tonight. For right now, this could be a chance for Nashville. Ball into the box. It's at the back post. Van Schaik heads away. Picked up by Anheuser at the top of the box. And now the attack could be on at the other end. Like you said, Derrick, Atula Guerra dropping deep in the midfield. When he's up there on his own, he definitely tends to stay higher. I think he's more of a threat in that way. When he's got the target player around him, he tends to drop in, and sometimes he's guilty of dropping into his own half to get the ball. But we'll see. Hopefully, you know, he's learning game by game just to move on a little bit more. And a feature of the Battery's performances over the recent weeks is how patient they've been in building that game up around the back. You know, Joe Kosminski is very good with his feet, as is Mueller, Neville Hackshaw and Skylar. So let's see if that continues tonight. And that's going to be a very interesting matchup. Neville Hackshaw on superb form going up against Mensah tonight. And looking for the through ball to Malotto. Scored 2 goals against Louisville. He will be the one to watch tonight in the attack with all that confidence. Nashville also doing well in the Open Cup after beating into Nashville 2-0 and then Mississippi Brilla 3-1. They'll now go on to face Colorado Rapids at home. Be an interesting matchup for Gary Smith, his old team. Yeah, I'm sure he's relishing that one. I bet he couldn't have picked a better draw. You know, he won the MLS Cup with Colorado, and his assistant Dave Proctor was the same. He was involved in the club then, so I'm sure they're relishing going back to their old stomping ground for a game. Matt Pickens and Kimura both played under Gary Smith at Colorado Rapids when they won the MLS Championship in 2010. So important to bring a core of players in with you when you're in your inaugural season. Yeah, and as I said, you know, Gary's a very experienced coach at this level. He's been around America for a long time, and he knows the players. And, you know, at this level, coaches tend to, you know, Gary hasn't travelled that much. Wherever he's been, he's always took a core group with him. So very sensible in the case of being their first year. Kimura also going with him. Interesting point, Derrick. 2 Atlanta Silverbacks when he had a brief spell there. So he's kept some players on his roster for quite a while now. On the opposing side, Taylor Mueller being one of the players Mike Anheuser's had on his roster. Taylor Mueller enters his 7th season with the Battery. Absolute veteran and a key part to this new formation. Hackshaw. Lays one off for Van Schaik. As you can see right now, both teams are trying to fill themselves out, aren't they? It's very early in the game.
you know, you can see a clear difference in the shapes, you know, the 4-4-2 against the 3-5-2. Here's a break now.
Here could be a chance for Nashville. They've hit on the counter, dispossessed in the middle, the battery. And now they'll be looking for the patience to work it into the box. Here it comes into the box, heads away by Thomas. Picked up by Reed. Kimura is invited into the attack. Reed out wide to Akinyode. Nice switch of the field. And again, retried into the box. This time it will run all the way through.
That was a nice spell of possession there from the visitors, wasn't it? They moved the ball from side to side. Right now, the 4-4-2 just looks like it's going to cause the battery a problem. I think they're playing with two very mobile strikers. And as I said, I don't think the home team's really got to grips yet with their formation. The front three are very close together, whereas in the past they've spread out a lot more. So I think they'll just take them a little bit of time to settle down. The great feature is that they've always got men behind the ball, the battery. They've always got good numbers behind. Their shape's good with Anheuser and Candela. You know, they're very solid in there. They've got 5 players, normally only marking 4 players. So very tough to break down.
And Brian Anheuser, like you said, being such a crucial linker, that keep your eye on him tonight and just how much running in the middle of the park he does. Nashville looking for the attack. Candela picks it up, but that's going to be the first free kick and a set-piece opportunity for Nashville.
Yeah, that wasn't a great tackle there. I think he just got the wrong side of the player. He should have been goal side. And so if you look at it here, look, as the ball's played in, he's just on the wrong side. And, yeah, he's gone, and that's definitely a foul.
The battery taking no chances in this early going, pulling everybody back behind the ball. Joe Kosminski organising his 2-man wall. And keep your eye at the top of the box. It's an outswinger. Hackshaw's there, runs through. And Van Schaik just manages to get a touch on that away.
Yeah, that wasn't very confident defending there, was it? The ball came through a number of players. No one really took control. Worrying signs there for the home team.
Nashville keeping the tempo of the play going.
Yeah, they've definitely settled better, haven't they, Nashville?
Battery just organising their defensive shape. Nashville being patient in the attack. Mensah trying to find his way through. And now this could be a chance for the battery. It's Sfonterson. Looking for Higashi, just overcooked that one. And that gives Davis the chance to bring Nashville out and regain the possession. Neville Hackshaw to Van Schaik. Reed reads the game well. Akinyode. It's Mensah dropping one towards the PK spot. Kosminski very confident off his line.
Yeah, he's in a great range of form right now, and Joe Kosminski commands his box very well. His handling's definitely improved over the last few games, and he's become more and more confident. He's grown in stature. And he can play out from the back as well. That's a big feature of his game. He's not just a good shot stopper. He can start the attacks off.
Joe Kosminski with 4 USL clean sheets in 5 starts. The only 1 goal he's conceded so far this season being a PK from Bethlehem Steel. He's just got all the confidence in the world.
Yep. As we've said it many times, clean sheets for goalkeepers are like hat tricks for strikers. Build confidence.
We talked about Nashville also being defensively sound. Matt Pickens leads the Eastern Conference in clean sheets with 5 on the season.
And that's even more impressive seeing most of their games have been away. So it's a big achievement.
The battery in the attack. It's Jay Bolt on the far side. Just runs away from him. Can't get the cross away. But just a blink of what the battery are capable of if you shut your eye for half a second.
Yeah, I mean, they you know, there's no secret to their play. They like to get it into wide areas, and you know, Jay's come back from his little back injury or his hip injury, I think it was, from a couple of weeks ago, and he likes to get forward. He likes to cross it in. He's got good delivery, and you know, having Ian Swanson in the middle is definitely a big target player for him.
The Colombian Candela trying to keep the possession. Safety in numbers from Nashville. But Vincenzo comes out on top. And the first set piece opportunity for the Battery.
Yeah, they need a little spell of possession just to get a foothold in the game. You know, you'd have to say the visitors have started the better team. They've moved the ball around very well. The Battery probably just need to get a little spell of possession, work the ball.
Hackshaw looking for the through ball. Nicely blocked by LaGrassa. Neville Hackshaw, the Trinidad and Tobago international, started every game for the Battery other than the one he missed on international duty.
There's another example there, Aguera dropping deep to get the ball. You know, he definitely needs to be further up the field. There's a big switch on here if we can do it.
That was one of the successes against Ottawa, the rapid change of switching the field so accurately, but with such talent in the attack, dangerous at the back. This one's going to be a long one forward. Yeah, no worries there for the Nashville back line.
Yeah, that one was too straight. As I said, when they put an angle on those passes, the home team, they do very well. Switch in play. You know, that's a hard one to run onto, and the target gets smaller the further up the field you get in behind the back player. It's got to be a perfect pass.
Matt Pickens to get us back underway. Comes from the Tampa Bay Rowdies, where he had a very successful season. Knows the Charleston Battery well as part of this new side.
Yeah,
Davis.
They look very confident, don't they, Nashville, right now? Moving the ball around well.
Van Schaik wins the aerial duel. Picked up by LaGrassa. Anunga looking to work with Guerra. Again, good pressure from Nashville. Kimura, the 34-year-old veteran. Up top to Mensah. Jay Bolt looking to get the attack going. Back in the middle of the park, you can see him looking to switch the flanks.
And again, Couture, another, you know, very deep again. You know, the Battery need to get their front three much higher up the field so they can influence the game in the final third. You know, when they drop back in there, they just clog up the midfield, and Nashville's got 2 or 3 in there that make it very easy for them to play.
Hackshaw blocked again, looking for Van Schaik.
They've pressurised them well, haven't they? They've obviously tactically they've looked at the Battery. They know they like to move the ball around, so what they're trying to do is trap them into areas, and several times they've done that now.
You can see the Battery trying to find the space. Anunga dropping right out wide to the touchline. Reed, good ball forward. It's Malotto. Out wide to Kimura. The pressure is on. Plays it safe. It's all happening on the flanks. Hackshaw wins the duel. Candela can pick it up in the middle of the park. Lays one off to Thomas. The Cameroonian. Just below me, Mike Anheuser up off his bench for the first time this match. Gary Smith very vocal with his team throughout. Mike Anheuser in the exact same clothes, from the hat to the sneakers, as what he's been on since this consecutive winning streak.
Yeah, superstition goes a long way, and if it's not broken, don't fix it, as they say. So I just hope he's washed them.
Mike Anheuser joined the Battery as a player in 1994, played 6 seasons as a midfielder before transitioning into a coaching role in 1999. So much history at the club.
There's Kayla Mueller there, showing all his strength there, wasn't it? You know, he's a real competitor at the back. He's a real leader of this team. He's got his experience, but he leads by example in every game. He leaves everything out there every time he puts his Battery shirt on.
Talking to Skylar Thomas a couple of weeks ago, he said that's been one of the biggest things about his game, and this three-man backline change in formation is having such a veteran next to him. And if you keep your eye on them throughout the game, so much communication at the back, and that's just what you need, especially from your centre back. Nicely worked in the middle of the park by Nashville. This could be a chance. Mulatto. Nice 1-2. Brown Anunga tracks across and wins the throw. Another example of Brown Anunga, just his work rate in the middle.
Yeah, this is one of them games. You can see it already with him, can't you? He's tenacious. He's strong. He gets around the field. Like you can see, he's definitely up for the game tonight, isn't he? He's very mobile, very determined, and you know, that's great when you're alongside him and you see that sort of effort coming. It's very hard not to match it.
A similar figure to him on the opposing side. Michael Reed, the captain, also started 8 of 8 games. Matt Pickens under a bit of pressure from Atula Guerra. Higashi to recycle. Svanterson's there, but no trouble from the veteran.
Yeah, Higashi probably should have took a touch there. He didn't have to play it so quick. Guerra was definitely in an offside position, so it didn't really help him.
Candela lays one off to Mueller. Again, any loose touches in this game, the forwards are going to make them pay. Higashi, nice control.
Great piece of skill there by Higashi, wasn't it?
Finds the 1-2s across the park. Anunga just leading him into a bit of danger, but does enough to win the ball back. Great defensive play from Brown Anunga, and again, looking for the 1-2s to work their way out the back. Quick touches is what they're looking for. Long, short. And now Mulatto picks it up. This could be dangerous. Just Mueller and Thomas back behind the ball. And the Canadian Youth International does just enough to get a touch on that one. Bourgeois to Reed. LaGrassa.
Well, he does a really good job, doesn't he, in their midfield for him. He sits there, he just holds the ball and dictates the play.
The midfield is going to be absolutely crucial in tonight's matchup. The battle of the midfield may just win the games with those balls through, and both teams looking to hit on the counter. Reed switches the field, includes Doyle to Davis. Again, looking forward to Mulatto.
Right now, both defences are on top, aren't they? We've had 22 minutes, and I don't think we've had a goalie make a save yet. So, you know, you can see both defences are very competent and strong. As we said at the start, it's, you know, which forward line can cause the defence more threats. That's going to be the secret of the game. And right now, neither of them are winning.
Kotaro Higashi finds through the legs. It's Guerra. Numbers up Svanterson. Loose pass to Higashi. And now the counter-attack could be on at the other end. Mulatto. Heavy touch. Anunga can pick it up.
There's a case there where the Battery have plenty of players in midfield. Anything that pops off is loose. They end up getting the ball. They can recycle it. The game needs someone to do exactly what's going on now. Someone to run with the ball.
And it's Brown Anunga on this near side. Just one too many touches. Guerra looking to drop back. Let's see if we can have a look at that replay.
So if you look at it here, look, is the nutmeg here from Higashi. It's a couple of times he's done it. It's a nice little nutmeg. Worst thing that can happen to you as a professional footballer.
He's one of those that really uses his height to his advantage. Just 5'6", very agile and a nightmare to defend.
Yeah, he's got great feet. As I said, again, I think he has his best games when he does that kind of work up in and around the box. Doing it in midfield, yeah, it's pretty. The crowd love it, but it's much more effective when it's in the final third.
Bourgeois to get us back in the way, a pump ball forward. Mueller with the pressure, and the referee says that was too much. Ropapa Mensah wins the set piece opportunity at the top of the box. Just to keep you updated with some scores from around the league. Charlotte leading Richmond Kickers 1-0 in the 22nd minute. And here's that replay we wanted to see.
Yeah. As I said, I think both players are shocked by that. I think that was something that was given by the assistant, the referee's assistant there. I don't think that was given by the referee. That's why there was a delay. And I think it surprised both teams. But a very difficult situation to defend now. Candelar's just getting involved there a little bit now as he's trying to hold them up with their play.
Nashville having a bit of a team meeting just out of your camera sight. I think deciding who's going to be the one to take this opportunity. The captain, Reed, looks like he was lining up.
I think that was a bit of gamesmanship there. I think this is something they've planned, and let's see if they can execute it.
It's Mulatto, very dangerous over the dead ball. The battery pulling everybody back to defend. Lays one short, it's in! It's in! Liam Doyle, the centre-back, found the back of the net from a set-piece opportunity taken quickly by Mulatto.
Yeah, when we get a chance to see that again, what they've done is they've shifted the ball, the wall split. Instead of staying together, the wall split. It went straight through the wall. And I'm sure, here we go again. So if you look there, that the wall splits, it goes straight through the wall. And
what an absolute finish.
Watch the wall split there, it goes straight through. And that's what happens when you move the ball. Yeah, I think it was Van Schaik there that actually just stepped to the side and that created the gap for the ball to go through. It was a great strike, wasn't it, by Liam Doyle? And as I said, the goalkeeper's got no real chance there. He doesn't see it till late, and you have to say that's one they've worked on, and a good finish.
Liam Doyle gets his first goal for the Nashville Gold. The Englishman that comes from Swoop Park Rangers, but now at the other end of the park, the Battery are really going to have to find a response for this. 1-0 down in the 26th minute at MUSC Health Stadium, and now we really do have a game on our hands, Derrick. Yeah, and
this is an unusual situation for the Battery, isn't it? They haven't been behind for a long, long time. So this is going to be a test of their character and their team spirit. They're in good form. I mean, it's very early. It's 26 minutes in. They've got plenty of time to play themselves back into the game. So, yep.
And now Mulatto again picks up the second ball in the midfield. Lagrassa finds its way back to the danger. Washington invites Davis forward into the attack. Mulatto just looking to feed Washington through, but Thomas can intercept. Now a ball fed through to the target man up top, Sfonterson. Tegera. He's got Van Schaik on this near side. Can he get a strike off? Van Schaik taking just one too many touches at the top of the box. And the referee is going to pull that one back. Van Schaik just running out of space there, Derrick.
Yeah, no, I think he took the wrong option there. I think if he'd have moved the ball, if we get a chance to hit it again, he decided to go inside, and because he's left-footed, he's going into his weaker foot. As I said, maybe they'd been better opening up and keeping the ball going. Gerard made a good run around him, and I just think he took the wrong option there, and then once he was blocked out, he just gave away the silly foul.
The Charleston Battery only lost one game so far at home this season. The very first game of the season, a 1-0 loss against FC Cincinnati. Only the second goal that Joe Kosminski's conceded. And you can already see the tempo in the game's just lifted.
Yeah, sometimes, you can see the goal early. It can spark you on, wake you up, as they say. So, you have to say that Nashville have started the game better. They deserve their 1-0 lead right now. I'm sure the Battery will dispute the free kick in the first place. But, you have to say that it's definitely with the run of play. And maybe now this is what they need to wake them up. The crowd needs to get behind them and gee them up a little bit so they can give their fans what they want.
Tulagera looking for the through ball into the box. Well defended by Nashville. And Matt Pickens very quick off his line, as you would expect. Just showing his experience, making Sfonterson trot to him. He's going to be in no rush to keep this fast tempo up. Matt Pickens actually got an assist earlier on this season against Charlotte Independence with the long ball forward, so we'll keep our eye on that tonight as well. Guerra with the press. Pickens look to work it out the back. Chips one into the midfield. Mulatto heads on. Road Papa was on his bike. That one could have been dangerous, but nicely read by the Canadian. Hackshaw looking for Svanteson. Ian Svanteson, 6'6" in the attack. A big target player.
Yeah, I think Ian Swanson wants it into feet and not chasing it in behind. And I'm sure he'd want balls right into his feet so he can just secure the ball, bring other players in. Right now, they've been guilty, the battery, of playing a few balls over the top, a little bit over-hitting them and making it much, much difficult for Ian to get involved in the game.
Hackshaw and Mulatto in the foot race. Both very experienced. Hackshaw doing enough to get that one away. And we said Svanteson good at holding the ball up, and now it's Kotaro Higashi. He's got nobody with him, just shielding off. And just pulled one too many times. Again, really uses his height to his advantage.
Yeah, again, that's what the home team needs right now. They need people running with the ball and taking them on. And, he's shown again there he's got great technique. You can see him dribbling in. He draws three people to him, and then they've got no option but to foul him. Here we go again. See, look, he's running. He's happy to take 2 or 3 on and get in there.
Fans, let me quickly remind you that Select is the official ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportsamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. The Battery sending numbers into the attack. Skylar Thomas is there. It's a good ball into the PK spot. Anunga to recycle. Deflected by Guerra. Candela chips one in. Svanteson's there. Offside. Good contact with the ball, but it would have been over the bar.
Yeah, again, I'd like to see that one again. The ball got played in. It was a better delivery from the home team, wasn't it? It was a good ball in, good header out. They recycled it, got it straight back in. Here we go again. And was he offside? I don't think he was offside there.
Ian Svanteson led Tulsa Roughnecks in goals last season. Just got the one for the Battery in USL play so far. He'll be thirsty for the back of the net tonight. Mulatto working it forward with Mensah. Switch of the play, it's Kimura. Reed returns to sender. Patience from Nashville. Akinyode going back to Doyle. All the way across to Bourgeois.
In recent games, we've spoke about how well they've pressed the home team, the 3 forwards. Tonight, they just haven't quite done that as well. I think Swanson's is up there high on his own. Kotaro's working on. Guerra needs to be much higher up the field so that they, match up 4 versus 3 so they can win them turnovers quickly and get the ball forward.
Atula Guerra just having a word with the referee, saying that's one too many times. He's taken one to the face. If you keep your eye on the 3 at the top, they love to switch in and out between them.
Yeah, they've been a bit close together tonight so far, though. As I said, normally they're better when they play it as a group. At the minute now, sometimes they get we're playing individually. You can see Guerra, he's going to get a talking to from the referee. He's moaning and groaning a little bit now. He just needs to settle down, get back in the game, focus on the game. He's in good form. He needs to focus on what he's good at.
Atula Guerra is in fantastic form, like you said, looking for his 6th goal for the black and yellow tonight. It's going to be Vincenzo Candela, the Colombian, to whip in this set piece. The sun is beating down. It's a good ball in. Pickens off his line. No worries there for the veteran.
Yeah, again, not a great delivery. It came too high, gave the goalkeeper plenty of time to spot it in flight and then go and collect it. As I said, when you get chances to put the ball in. There's an example there. Look at the 3 forwards there in that picture now. That they're all in one side, so they've just switched it round and now they're chasing it. And it just get a little bit of shape up top because they're very, very effective with it when they do it.
Mueller under pressure from Mensah. Kosminski quick to clear. Won by Nashville. Anunga can pick it up. And now another chance. It's through to Mulatto. Hackshaw just shields that one out of play. Neville Hackshaw has his work cut out for him tonight.
Yeah, no, he's another player. He's on great form. We've said this in the past. He's got everything, isn't he? He's got speed, technique. He's got a great brain. He's very athletic. So he's a real solid player, and not too many players this season have caused him problems.
When you say he's got everything, he really has, including a Twitter account for his afro. Yep. So you'll have to check that out. Hack's hair, but really having a fantastic season. Comes across with the press, blocked by LaGrassa. Gets the touch, and Kayla Mueller comes to rescue. And again, Natula Garrett just unhappy in the middle of the park. Akinyode and Garrett always in the aerial battle. And this time it's going to be Brian Anunga takes the quick ball. It's Hackshaw. Finds Thomas on the far side. The pressure builds.
Yeah, Nashville's done a better job of pressing tonight than the home team right now.
Looking for Van Schaik, who's on the run. Bourgeois trying to shield it out, does just enough.
You see what they're trying to do, go from back to front there, but as I said, I think looking at the game, the front three for the Battery just need to spread out a little bit more. Sometimes they're too close together and put the pressure, just like what the opposition are doing to the home team now.
You just saw head coach Gary Smith on your screens led Colorado Rapids to an MLS Cup win in 2010 when they beat FC Dallas 2-1 in the final. The Englishman done very well with this Nashville team so far this season. Misread by Bolt.
Yeah, we spoke to Gary before the game, and he was saying, that it takes a toll, this road trip. They're off again on Wednesday, only having 2 games. He says it's been tough, and one of those pre-season games they played at was home, said it was in a monsoon. So Gary's getting used to life in Nashville, Tennessee.
And it might have been a monsoon, but 19,000's out there with them in that monsoon for their first USL inaugural game in Nissan Stadium. Fantastic crowd that they can get each week. Mulatto looking for his options. Fans, the USL official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter.
There's another example where the away team have played their way out again. Last week, the Battery at home, they were up against. Do you remember the goalkeeper kept on giving it into the midfield for the Battery? And I think that's something they've got to certainly pick up. I'm sure Coach Anheuser's seen it, and he'll address that at half time. Get your front three higher, stopping them getting out. I think they're just guilty sometimes, just been a little bit too close together.
You can see Brian Anunga trying to push them forward as he just joined in the attack. But you're absolutely right, Derrick. It looks like they're just struggling for options in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
Svanteson. Now a chance to build from the midfield.
This formation of the Batteries, the only time they really look in danger is on quick turnovers. They do get people behind the ball when they've got a bit of time. You look there, they've got plenty of numbers behind. But if they do that stray pass in midfield or from the back and it's just a little bit off, that's when they look vulnerable.
LaGrassa finds Reed. Reed takes his space. Nice challenge from Candela.
Again, there's another situation. You've got Guerra and Couture, look, both in their own half. Good possession. Here's Guerra now. He's getting on the ball now. Look, yeah, it's good. He links the play up, but midfield players can do that. With his goal-scoring form right now, we want him in the other people's box. you know, so that the viewers can see what he can do in and around the goal area. That's where he's most effective.
Van Schaik, solid challenge from Kimura. Wins it and finds Mensah. Good work rate from Kimura as he joins the attack. Now the battery can win it back in the middle of the park. Higashi to Guerra. Out wide to Svantersson. Guerra's looking through. You see Gary Smith telling them to take their opportunities. Papa Mensah. The pressure is on from Anunga.
Again, Swanson there, I think he made the wrong decision again. Guerra made a good run down the line, didn't he? He held on to the ball a little bit too long, and then, you know, tried to switch the play, and it was blocked out.
And here Garrett begging for it, and that's what is so crucial about his game, is finding these pockets through the back line. Kimura. All the way across to Doyle.
They've had it a lot easier than other back fours in recent weeks, Nashville so far tonight.
Long ball forward, but nice and easy for Neville Hackshaw. Well, with 5 minutes to go, Derek, what's got to change for the home side to get back on the score sheet?
Defensively, they're sound. As I said, I think they'll be gutted about the goal. You know, they probably don't think that was a free kick. But
this one could find its way through. Nice work from Matt Pickens. Svantersson was there with the follow-up. Took a deflection in the box. But again, played quickly out the back by Nashville.
Yep, I think that one of the things that Coach Mike Anheuser will certainly look at is to get his front three to really work together, try and stop them from getting out, limit them to it, and see if they can win the ball back early and do a quicker transition.
Now another chance for Nashville. Mueller heads away. Candela helps it on its way, but that's going to be a throw-in for the visitors. Nashville managing to get numbers into the attack quickly.
Yeah, no, they break well. As I said, you know, the tactical battle right now is being won by Nashville. You know, they're pressing the back three of the battery. They're winning the ball back. They're enjoying good spells of possession. And
here's another veteran for Nashville. Justin Davis started all 8 of 8 games so far this season. Comes from Minnesota United, where he holds the records for games played with 171. Got a wealth of experience that he can bring to this new side.
That's better. There you go.
Taro Higashi has won. Svantersson's with him. Nashville with the numbers up advantage. Lays one out wide to Anunga. Nashville with numbers back behind the ball. Finds Higashi again. It's a good ball into the back post. Cleared away by Nashville. This will bring up Neville Hackshaw to rejoin the attack. Van Schaik also up there in the box. Van Schaik looking for Svantersson. Can they work this one out? Yes, they can. It's Papa Mensah turns Kayla Mueller. The foot race is on again. Malotto. Malotto and Mensah.
Yeah, that was a good foot race there, wasn't it? You know, Neville Hackshaw, not many people beat him in a race, and I'm sure he was just about ready to recover there, so that was good. But good recovery from Kayla Mueller as well. He realised he'd missed the first one, and he got himself back into play. So
that just shows just how fast Neville Hackshaw is as they turn to go back with the ball. Now Kimura adds to the attack. This time a bit too much from Hackshaw.
Yeah, this will take a few more seconds off the clock. When you get to this stage of the game, teams just want to go in, take their lead. Be interested to see if they throw this in the box or whether they just keep the ball round the back.
It's Davis trotting across the battery again with everybody either in the wall or in the box. The captain Reed to take it. And we might see the first card of the game.
Yep.
Jay Bolt. Back to Candela. Finds Higashi. Nobody up top for the through ball. Akinyode and Davis looking to work it out the back line. Slow touch across. And Nunga will make them punish. It's a Tulagera with the run through. Just out of his path. But Skylar Thomas is there to get the attack going. Lofty ball forward from Anunga. Higashi with the pressure. The danger isn't over for Nashville. Aerial balls flying around the middle of the park. And now it's Fonterson and Van Schaik at the top of the box.
Probably guilty of a little bit there of trying to walk the ball in. Trying to get it through, but now again they're on a little bit out of shape now, the home team. Now
this could be a chance. Out wide to Lagrassa, ground ball into the box. Almost a chance for Papa Mensah, who got a touch on it. A dangerous ball when it's on the ground like that.
Yeah, went through it. And there the referee blows for half time.
Well, that is all we're going to see from the first half at MUSC Health Stadium. The Holy City taking on the Music City. 1-0 as the Battery head into the locker room looking to come out and find the score sheet in the second half. We're going to take a quick break now, but when we come back, we'll have some halftime content for you and a second half action after halftime, which is what everybody's waiting for. We'll join you in a few. The Charleston Battery took on Elm City Express in the third round of the US Open Cup on Wednesday night at MUSC Health Stadium. It was Gordon Wild the difference. Let's take a look at some highlights. In them all, but now a chance for Sanchez. He's going to take the strike just wide of the post. But Disnall Cooper went down for the save regardless, and that could have been a chance. Mansoray looking for the gaps at the back post. Kelly's there.
Just enough. Just about every team, every player on Elm City.
It's short at the near post. Hackshaw finds the ball across, Okonkwo looking for the tap, but blocked by Jones.
Absolutely great save by Jones right there.
The Sierra Leone native. And Gordon Wild with the strike. Nice and safe by Matt Jones tomorrow, so we'll keep our eye on that. But for right now, attack is on it. Sasante just put wide of the post from Disnall Cooper. And again, Elm City first to the ball. Hackshaw wins the double header. Svanterson's there with the press. Too much, says the referee. As Kelly working hard to track back, but could this be an opportunity for the counter? Nicely won back by the Battery. The Battery fans just counter-attack. It's Mansourate looking to get the strike away. Tess Jones, but solid save there. Teddy Haley with a bit of frustration. Now the attack is on for Charleston. It's Gordon Wild, takes the strike and hits the side netting. The Atlanta United loanee, Gordon Wild, breaks the scoring. 1-0 Charleston in the 83rd minute.
If you ever wondered what 102 appearances for your club looks like documented, there it is in TIFO right there. Brad Ring.
With T2. Oh, and it's a goal. What a strike from Los Dos. Efrain Alvarez has come into the game. 15-year-old strikes it. Now Alvarez with a shot. And what a strike by Alvarez, who now has 6 goals in the last 3 matches.
Now just outside the 18, strikes it with his right foot. And right on cue. A huge goal.
And finds Langsdorff. He takes the shot and puts it in the back of the net. Langsdorff has a brace in the first half.
Takes hesitation, step, and it's the save produced by Eric Dick.
Save by Crapo.
Put numbers back. Will strike it and put it in the back of the net. Marvin Loria likely seals the 3 points with his first ever goal in USL.
This one comes in the center. There's your goal! The goal! The goal for OKC! The header by Callum Ross. The streak is over, and the Greens have the lead 1-0. The power outage is no more.
Into the box, takes the shot, and in the back of the net, Aguilar trying to keep it out. The shot taken, and what a save!
Doubles off with Gallagher. Palmed aside by Ranchessi.
One into the ball, gets by, and into the back of the net.
Battery beat Elm City Express 1-0 on Wednesday night, extending their unbeaten streak to 9 games across all competitions. They'll face Atlanta United in the next round of the Open Cup, but first will conclude their 7-game homestand at MUSC Health Stadium against Nashville SC on Saturday night. For the Charleston Battery, I'm Poppy Miller. Let's take a look around the league. FC Cincinnati remain at the top of the Eastern table after beating North Carolina FC 4-1 on Saturday. Al-Badawi opened the scoring, netting 2 goals in the first half, but it was Desmond that stole the show, assisting all 3 goals and finishing one from the PK spot in the 62nd minute. Pittsburgh Riverhounds remain the only team in the Eastern Conference to be undefeated so far this season. Despite the Rowdies finding the back of the net in the 3rd minute, an own goal allowed the Riverhounds to get back on the score sheet. Romeo Parks and Joe Cole both got 1 apiece, finishing in a 2-2 draw. Nashville SC come into this weekend's match on fantastic form after beating USL reigning champions Louisville City 2-0 in their last USL match. It was Mulatto the difference with both goals, and this week they added to their attack with 2 new signings, Ishmael Jome and former Bethlehem Steel striker Brandon Allen. Allen linked with Tucker Hume to score in his debut, contributing to a 3-1 win over Mississippi Brilla on Wednesday. Well, that just about wraps up week 10 for us. For the Charleston Battery, I'm Poppy Miller. Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. It's half-time here between the Charleston Battery and Nashville SC. But while we have a second, let's take a look at what's coming up in the next couple of weeks, because the homestand is over for the Charleston Battery. They'll hit the road to take on Indy 11 on Wednesday, May 30th at 7 o'clock. You can catch the game on ESPN+, but don't worry if you don't have the channel. Head to Uptown Social downtown. It's going to be a great watch party, but again, difficult scheduling, Derrick, the 3rd consecutive week of having 3 games in 7 days.
Yeah, the games are really coming thick and fast, but again, I'm sure that's good for the players that haven't had much minutes in the USL games. You know, some of these players or fringe players are getting a good opportunity to get some good minutes in playing in this Open Cup. And again, it's valuable minutes that the coach can't give them in the regular season, so I'm sure they'll be very pleased to get that under their belt.
And it'll be the first meeting in franchise history between the two sides, with Indy 11 being one of the new franchises this season. But one of the teams that they know quite well that they're going to face in the 4th round of the Open Cup is Atlanta United, and although they're not playing at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, it's going to be a fantastic match.
Yeah, this is the one they've been looking for, isn't it? That, you know, these early rounds you play against some of the more local teams, but this is the prize to go and play one of the big boys in their stadium. It's a shame they're not playing in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but I'm sure the players will be absolutely delighted to get another crack at Atlanta. They played them earlier on in the year in the Carolina Cup, and I'm sure that the players, will be absolutely excited to get this game going.
It was Atlanta United that knocked the Battery out of the Open Cup last season, so the Battery will be looking for the win on the road. And let's take a look at the next couple of games coming up for the Battery as the away stand continues. They'll face Richmond Kickers at Kickers Stadium on June 9th at 7 o'clock. And then another rivalry against Charlotte Independence on June 16th at the Sportsplex at Matthews. That's always a great game.
Yeah, that's another local one, isn't it, really? And again, players have got some really good games coming up on this schedule going forward.
And then the last one, as you can see there, they'll take on Pittsburgh Riverhounds at home. Pittsburgh Riverhounds remain the only team in the Eastern Conference to be undefeated so far this season. So that is going to be a fantastic game. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have kickoff from MUSC Health Stadium. Second half action coming up. Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium here in Charleston, South Carolina. It's halftime. The Charleston Battery trailing to Nashville SC 1-0. Poppy Miller alongside Derrick Broadley. Thank you for joining us for tonight's match, wherever you are. While we have a second before the players make their way back out, let's take a look at some first half highlights.
Yeah, the first half was a little bit one-sided. Nashville definitely were on top for most of the game. You'll see most of these highlights are going to be from, attacking that end. This was the goal here where the wall split. Joe Kosminski didn't really have much of a chance for that one. Obviously something they've rehearsed on the training ground. But Nashville definitely are worth their 1-0 advantage right now. I think Gary Smith will be the happy of the two coaches going into the break. And I think Mike Anheuser is the one that's got to ask his team some questions when they come out for this second half.
And here's Van Schaik just trying to have a crack with the Tula Guerra in the box. It was Mulatto that laid one off to Liam Doyle, his second assist of the season. He was the goal scorer against Louisville in their last USL match. Let's take a look at the halftime stats. As you can see, the goals, the difference, 1-0 Nashville to 0 for Charleston. 2 shots apiece, 2 shots on goal for Nashville, and then the possession, Derrick. Yeah,
the away team, as I said, that possession there says it all. They've come here, they've possessed the ball. I think their shape is definitely hurting the Battery. They've worked the three-man back four. I don't believe that the home team's put enough pressure on the back four of the visitors. I think that's something I think they'll look to change in the second half. I think there's no change in personnel looking at what's gone out. Just a change of attitude, and as I said, it's been a feature of the Battery over recent weeks, the work rate and how they've stopped other teams from getting out from the back. So it's something they've got to do more and do it better in the second half.
The Battery only lost 1 goal at home so far this season, and it was the very first game of the season against FC Cincinnati. Joe Kosminski only conceding 2 goals, one of them being a PK, the other one tonight. But where do you think the Battery can find the success? Down on the flanks or more direct?
No, I think, Swanson's a big target player, isn't he? He likes to get the ball in. They've got to decide, are they going to get it into his feet and have the 2 supporting players, Guerra and Kotaro, working off him, or are they going to get it wide to the Van Schaiks and the J Bolts and then put crosses into the box? They do a great job, the 2 holding players, don't they? Anunga and Candler, they do a great job of supporting that and just anchoring that defence. So they've got some questions to ask. And as I said, I'm sure the crowd's going to get behind them, and I'm sure they'll come out and give it a real go this second half.
For the Charleston Battery, this is their 3rd consecutive week of having 3 games in 7 days, although we've seen a lot of change in the personnel, especially in the midfield and up top. Do you think that might play an influence tonight?
It does. I mean, part of being a professional football player now is managing yourself over games, and, they've been at home, so it's not like they've been travelling. So, no, I think it's just a case of, sometimes you can just go a little bit stale in one half. Everyone's entitled to not a great half, and I think that if they can just get back into what they were good at and get back to their basics that they are good at, they'll do very well in the second half.
Poppy Miller alongside Derrick Broadley. Second half action were underway here at MUSC Health Stadium. A shout out to all the Nashville fans that made the trip, but now in early going, a chance for the Battery. It's Higashi pushed to the top of the box. Dispossessed by Nashville. Worked out by Reed, and now the foot race that we talked about in the first half is on. Kosminski tracks back to goal. It's Mensah. He hasn't got anyone with him, but takes a strike, side netting.
Yeah, I think if we look, it depends on what view we get there. Joe Kosminski looked like he was going to come and get it, then he backed off. So, in the end, he made the right decision. They hit the side netting, but a little bit indecisive there. And again, that was a fast break. We spoke about it in the first half, wasn't it? The play broke down and on a quick break getting out.
And that wasn't the best of clearances from Kosminski. The attack is still on. Into the box. Mulatto just looked like he took a nasty one to the face there.
I think he got it in the full weight of his gut there. So that's just one of them sore ones, I think. We'll just give him a chance to gain his composure.
And the Battery will take this opportunity to let the tempo of the play slow down. Davis just having a word with the referee, with Doyle there, 2 very experienced players.
Yeah. Okay, I think what they were looking for in that last attack there, I think they thought Guerra was offside. The referee, linesman, had his flag up, and then decided to pull it back down again.
It's Joe Kosminski to get us back underway. Finds the Canadian Thomas. Goes home to the captain, Kayla Mueller.
Yeah, it's down to the home team now to raise the tempo this second half, start to get at it, enforce their game style onto the visitors.
And like you said, no changes for either side as of yet. Formations all looking the same. Nashville dropping back into their 4-4-2.
I don't think the Battery need to do anything different. They just need to do it better. You know, their shape's been very solid. You know, as I said, they're in a great run of form. They just, you know, need to pick up the tempo a little bit, get their shape a little bit better, understand their roles individually and collectively, and they know they can be a threat.
The Battery unbeaten in 9 across all competitions. Nashville coming in with all the confidence in the world after last beating reigning champions Louisville City FC in their last USL match on May 13th. Had a bye week last week, but the Open Cup has nicely taken place of that. Nashville back underway quickly. Van Schaik trots across and picks his feet. The grass are dropping back. Candela in the middle of the park. We know he likes to look for the switch. He finds the switch in Jay Bolt. Invites Skylar Thomas into the attack. The Battery have got numbers up, but choose to go back.
Well, they've done this well, and there you go again. Nashville pressing, putting them under pressure.
Neville Hackshaw's had his work cut out in the first half with Ropapa Mensah. 3 goals so far this season, 1 assist. He has been working well with Mulatto up top. Anunga. Back to Bolt.
This is better from the home team, isn't it? Yeah, they're a little bit more purposeful with their passing. A little bit more to what we've been used to seeing over the last few weeks.
It's Van Schaik.
Again, I think they're just a little bit guilty tonight of just trying to get that perfect goal through the middle. You know, they've got the big guy up front. Let's get him in, and Jay Bolt's in behind here.
Now Jay Bolt, this could be a chance. It's Guerra, finds the back of the net. It's Atula Guerra, levels the scoring in the 50th minute. Here he comes. He played the guitar on the corner flag last time he scored at home. This time he'll just settle for celebrating with his teammates. The Trinidad and Tobago gets his 6th goal of this season.
Yeah, great work by Jay Bolt, isn't it? It's a great little pick out. He looks up, hits it out, and a great finish. As I said, you know, that's where the home fans want to see Guerra, don't they? In the final third, doing what he does best. You know, Jay Bolt's done fantastic to get in behind. Looked up, picked him out, and a great finish. And now let's see if they can build on this and see if they can do it. But again, they've come out with a much more positive attitude. They had a good spell of possession now. And, you know, hopefully now the momentum has swung back towards the home team.
Atula Guerra, the king of Charleston, equalises the scoring here at MUSC Health Stadium. And now it's all to play for Derrick in this second half.
Yep. As I said, they've come out on the front foot, you know, scored a goal in the first 5 minutes. That's exactly what Coach Anheuser would have wanted, and everything that Gary Smith would not have wanted. But a little bit more puzzle. Look at Guerra now. Look at the spring in his step now. So it's amazing what a goal does for a team and for an individual.
Spring in his step, could not describe it better. And we see his spirits lifted on the other end of the field. It's Hackshaw and Mensah at it again on the far side. Mensah having some help over there this time. Hackshaw, safety first, but finds Van Schaik. Lays one into the middle. Mulatto looking to pick Mueller's feet, but he gets it away. Akinyode. Now the Battery with all the pressure, forcing Nashville across the back line.
Here's the pressure we're talking about from Guerra now. Look, see, he's woke up. He's back in the game, and he's now starting to do his work from the front.
Reed feeds one through. It's Washington. Numbers in the box in the penalty spot. Mueller heads away. Anheuser looking to clear, and that one just wide of the post, but another fantastic chance at the top of the box.
Yeah, that was a great chance there, and we'll get a chance to do that again. He's gone for power. He's really struck it here, and he's just a little bit off target. That would have been on target, I think, because Kosminski could have been struggling.
The captain, Michael Reed, Nashville SC's first ever transfer from San Antonio. He played under Gary Smith at the Atlanta Silverbacks and started all games with the 1 goal. Now there's some movement from the Nashville bench below us. And a shame you can't see on the broadcast, but hundreds of Battery and Nashville fans making their way to Charleston for tonight's match. Poppy Miller alongside Derrick Broadley. Thank you for joining us wherever you are tonight. Kosminski taking his time, letting the Battery get their shape. Just some scores from around the league to update you on the top 2 in the Eastern Conference, Louisville and City. Louisville leading Cincinnati 1-0, and Charlotte beating Richmond 2-0. We'll keep you up to date with those scores as the games go on.
There's a free kick here again. 2 guys competing. I think he just clips his heels, but midfield players, they know they're in a battle. They know they're involved in that. And again, this second half, look, the Battery, when they're getting out, they're a lot more purposeful. They're passing forward now. They're still being patient, but their passes are forward. In the first half, it was like they were passing sideways and backwards and being put under pressure. There's a little spring in their step right now.
It's a Tulagera. Links up with Higashi. Just a hefty touch from Bolt. Mulatto works it out the back. Nice challenge, read of the play from Candela. Just fed to the Sharks on that one in the middle. We'll see the first yellow card of the game to the captain, Michael Reed. Yeah,
this is another example where a player gets the wrong side of the ball. He has to lunge. He's got no, he's got no option now. He's the wrong side. Look, you'll see it. Look, he comes in now. Look, he's the wrong side of the play. He's trying to track back, and when he cuts him from behind, the referee's got no option but to give a yellow card in that situation.
Maybe the Cameroonian international over the dead ball. The Battery throwing numbers forward. Neville Hackshaw in acres of space on the far side. He finds him on the flank. Tracks back. Hackshaw would have wanted that one in front of him. Higashi invites the switch again. Skylar Thomas assessing his options. Long one forward, and Anheuser can lay off Figuera. Long balls starting to fly in now. Justin Davis gets us back underway.
Yeah, the next 5-10 minutes will dictate how this game's going to go. It's, sometimes you get a goal back in and momentum stops, but to be fair to the home team, they've kept it going. They've kept the pressure. They're starting to get on top a little bit now. And at this level, we've spoke about it many times before. Teams are going to have spells in the game, and as I said, the Battery have been playing here regularly for the last few weeks. They've had a little bit of a downturn, but it seems like they've got their act together again, come out for the second half, and now they're looking to play. And even now, look, they're not faced with as much pressure now as they were in the first half. And if Nashville doesn't do that, then they're going to allow the Battery to get into their rhythm and play out from the back.
They have so much confidence playing out of the back, especially spreading so wide. Where Papa Mensah and Mulatto looking to punish them on the back line. Candela finds Van Schaik on the far side. Lays one off to Hackshaw. There's numbers in the box for the Battery. Atulagera at the top of the box, through to Kotaro Higashi. He takes a touch just over the crossbar.
What a great piece of play again by Guerra, didn't he? Started to play off, didn't he? Came drop deep, got it. The bit we'll see is the final bit where he just finds that little pocket on the edge of the box. Kotaro makes a great run. Here he is. He just slides, foots him in, cuts inside. He'll be disappointed with a shot, but a great piece of play by Guerra and Kotaro linking up in and around the box. Fantastic play.
Absolutely perfectly timed run. Such an agile and fast player, absolute nightmare for the back line. And here he is again. Doyle. It's LaGrassa. Drops one out wide to Reed. Davis joins in. Akinyode looking to be the catalyst in the middle.
This is what they need, Nashville. They need a little bit of possession just to play themselves back into the game. They've been under pressure for a bit.
Nicely left for Davis. Looks to switch one into the box. Good coverage from Jay Bolt, his opposing number. Gary Smith just up off his line, dishing out his orders to this Nashville side. Mike Anheuser sitting comfortably on the bench next to Dusty Hudot. And that one almost found its way through the box. Michael Reed there again. And this time the Battery play out from the back. It's Guerra. Forces him to play it and wins the throw-in.
It's almost a switch of roles now, isn't it? You know, the Battery now having good spells of possession, and you know, Nashville look a little bit vulnerable when they break. You can see that the home team's grown from that goal. Their confidence is a lot higher than it was in the first half. They're moving the ball. There's a spring and a step for a lot of the players now, and
Van Schaik just caught in a bit of trouble.
Commentator's curse.
Safety first, knocks it out of play. Will both these teams get set to hit the road again on Wednesday? Nashville SC taking on Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the only team in the Eastern Conference to remain undefeated so far this season. And the Charleston Battery playing a new franchise side again on Wednesday night in D11. That's a nice ball thought through, just a communication error between Svanteson and Bolt.
Just didn't work off each other there.
Hackshaw with the press, the foot race is on. It's Mensah trying to pick his feet, wins it and can pair up with Van Schaik.
That's where he shows his quality again, doesn't he, Hackshaw? You know, he can play anywhere on the park, can't he? You know, as a back player, as a midfield player. As I said, he's got a little bit of everything.
He started the beginning of the season in the middle of the park with Tar Brian Anunga, but really exploits the space out wide on the flank.
So in this second half, Nashville have not put the Battery players. They got success in the first half, putting them under pressure. Now look, Mueller's got a lot more time and space on the ball, the back play. They haven't got the pressure that they had in the first half. And, you know, it shows, you know, the possession stat will go up surely for the Battery, and then even the confidence of the players getting in.
Svanteson arguing for the press in the back. Lofty balls coming through his way from the back line, but now a lofty ball to the other end. Thomas heads away. Bolt follows through.
We're getting to that stage of the game now where I'm sure both coaches will be, you know, right now they're okay. It's an even game. You know, it's settled down this second half. But normally when you get to about an hour mark, you know, that's when coaches start thinking, you know, should we have a change? Is there something we can do? You know, and Nashville just going to sit here and say, you know what, a 1-1 draw on the road's not bad. And is Anheuser going to say, you know what, let's maybe have another little change and see if we can spark it again.
Both teams with so much talent on the bench. But now that could have been a chance for the Battery. Gordon Wild being one of them, the Atlanta United loanee on great form this season. 3 goals. He was the difference against Elm City Express in the Cup on Wednesday. And then, of course, Nashville SC making 2 new signings to their attack this week, one of them being former Bethlehem Steel striker Brandon Allen, who scored in his debut on Wednesday against Mississippi Brilla, helping them advance to take on Colorado in the next round at home. I can see Brandon Allen just below me warming up, and there's some movement on the Battery bench as well, so we will stay tuned for any changes that might be to come. Akinyode. Guerra dropping back deep in the midfield. We mentioned that in the first half, Derrick.
Yeah, you think now he's got his goal, you think he'd want to be up a lot higher up the field. His confidence would be growing. He does that a lot, you know. To be fair to him, he goes back in, he does link up the game, but he's just so much more effective higher up the field.
Mensah. Out wide to Mulatto. Kimura joins in. Hackshaw wins that one away, just shields it out of bounds. You can see there some movement on the Battery bench behind Nico Rittmeyer. Might be an indication of the first substitution that we see.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a swap for Jay Bolt, I think, if Nico's coming on. I'd be surprised if it was anything else. I mean, he's coming back off an injury. He's done great for the goal. He's had a couple of games out. Maybe he's just getting a little bit tired, and it really should be a straight swap, light for light.
And although it doesn't look that warm at MUSC Health Stadium, still 78 degrees here, very toasty night and high humidity. So I'm sure the players are starting to feel the heat as the summer builds. Heads away by Mueller. Thomas lays one off for Kosminski. Solid clearance from the UAB product. Nicely shielded out, and there's the change that we talked about, Derrick. Brandon Allen, the new signee, he scored in his first debut game again for Bethlehem Steel, scored in his debut game for Nashville. A very strong attacker.
Yeah, we featured him in one of the earlier games this season. He's a big, strong centre forward, caused a different type of problem. He's big and powerful, big target player.
Had a very successful career at New York Red Bulls. I'm sure he'll be a nightmare for the Battery back line.
So two subs coming on, one for each team. Be interesting. I think it'll be straight swaps in both cases.
Anunga working back. Nashville keep the possession. It's Davis. Goes back to Mulatto, long ball forward. Washington keeps it in. Cuts back and delivers one to the back post. Reed through to Mulatto. He finds his way through. It's Mulatto. The referee waves play on.
Great defender. I think there's Anheuser again there. That was fantastic defending, wasn't it? I think there's a little injury here. The referee may stop it. But no, that was good play again. Referee said he's fine.
Fantastic defending from the captain, Kayla Mueller.
Yeah, and Anheuser was in there as well. That was very good play. Two of them in there. Good play by Nashville. Working their way in.
Higashi assessing his options in the middle of the park. Guerra drops in deep again.
Two subs have been waiting on the sideline now for over 2 minutes. That probably seems like an eternity for those two guys.
Skylar Thomas. And like you said, Derrick, Nashville just really letting them build towards the halfway line before putting any pressure in comparison to the first half, where the pressure was immediately on them. This is going to bring up chance for the substitutions. Brandon Allen makes his first USL appearance for Nashville SC. It's Ropapa Mensah to make way for him. He's had a fantastic game tonight on Neville Hackshaw's heels all evening. But now the goal scorer from the game on Wednesday night against Mississippi Brilla, the 24-year-old transfer from Bethlehem Steel, who, like we mentioned, scored 2 goals in his debut for Bethlehem and started career at New York Red Bulls. 21 goals as a rookie in 2016. He knows how to find the back of the net. And then the other swap, straight swap, Jay Bolt makes way for Nico Rittmeyer, the College of Charleston product.
We called them right there, Poppy. Two, straight swaps. I'm sure the reason Allen's on is because they want a bit more pressure up front, fresh legs, different type of presence. He's a bigger, stronger, more powerful player.
It's Mulatto looking to find him. Good coverage from Thomas. An attacking change for Nashville. They're coming in wanting the win. Nashville sitting at 10th place in the Eastern Conference, the Battery in 3rd. They come into this matchup on the best form in the Eastern Conference in the last 5 games with 4 wins and just 1 draw that came from Ottawa last weekend. But like we mentioned, Nashville's confidence sky high after beating the reigning champions Louisville City FC in their last USL match. Pickens. The pressure's on from Svanteson.
Again, that's it. See, there's the difference there again. We didn't have that in the first half. You know, they had plenty of time to hold in there. Just seen a shift in mood. Nothing else, just a shift in mood.
Nashville break from the back. Justin Davis on this near side. Back to Reed. Akinyoda in the middle. And now a strike. Just out of range. No worries there from Kosminski.
No, he'd be disappointed with that shot. He had good space. He was driving towards the goal, and a bit of a wasted shot there. It didn't make the goalkeeper even panic there.
Allen pressuring on Thomas. He forces the error. The loose ball forward to Svanteson. 6'6", the target man up top. Akinyoda finds Mulatto in the attack. Out wide, it's La Grassa. Nice 1-2. The build-up's patient. It's a good ball into the box at the back post. Rittmeyer's forced to make a challenge. And the referee gives the free kick before the goal, but a real chance for Nashville, Derrick.
Yeah. Again, I think Nico Rittmeyer just had his eyes on the ball, didn't he? So if you look here, his eyes are clearly on the ball. I think he just gets up above him. Little push on there, but yeah, maybe a little bit fortunate there.
Washington finishes regardless. The referee's going to have a talking to. And this is going to bring up chance for another change before the referee has a word with head coach Gary Smith below us. It looks like it's going to be the Atlanta United loanee Gordon Wild to make his way on. 3 goals so far this season. Scored on Wednesday night, a fantastic goal against Elm City Express. And keep your eye on his pairing with Atula Guerra, Derrick. They are the ones to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I think the referee, what Gary Smith's asking there was he didn't believe that was a foul. I think he was saying it was a little a slip there, and the referees don't. But now here's the change we're talking about. You know, Swanson, he works hard, doesn't he? He really does. But this gives them a different dimension now. Wild's a lot more mobile. Guerra now will certainly be more of a target player. I'm sure he's happier in that role. He'll stay up. And as I said, the mobility that Gordon Wild gives them is another feature to their attack. So 2 very attacking substitutions there.
And keep your eye on that link-up play. Like we said, they are the dynamic duo for Mike Anheuser's side up top. Trio with Kotaro Higashi. Mulatto looking for Allen. Mueller intercepts, forces Kosminski to clear. Hackshaw feeds one into the middle of the park. Pushed out wide. Higashi tries to take a chance running with it.
Yeah, it's unlucky. It was good link-up play there. It was just a bit too tight.
Well, attacking changes for both sides, Derrick.
Yeah.
Both teams wanting to come away with all 3 points, and you can't help but feel like there's another goal left in this match.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, Allen up front for Nashville, he's a threat. You know, Gordon Wild's coming on. He's got, 2 goals in the last few games. He's up there. Guerra's up there. So there's goals in a lot of the positions here. And as I said, I talk about this every, being a youth coach, if there's any young players out there watching, it's fantastic to see the work rate of these strikers. They get the glory for the goals, but since Guerra's got his goal, his work rate now, he's chasing back, he's harrying defenders. You know, that's something I think that the young kids need to really watch and learn. And for the back players, if you're a central defender, just having them do it. But here we go, let's take the free kick.
It's Reed to take it, whips one into the back post of the box. Van Schaik with the header. Dangerous positioning, Kosminski's off his line. It's Malotto. Kosminski with the clearance. The danger's not over. Higashi safety first to throw in for Nashville, but what a scramble that was, Derrick.
Yeah, again, give Kosminski credit there. He followed the shot, didn't he? Went out, here we go, look, he took it upon himself to go and block the shot. Look, great speed.
Recycled into the box. This time Kosminski, no pressure on him. Nicely cleared. That's just one of the changes that's been a huge notice this year in comparison to his rookie season last year. He's so commanding of his back line, very vocal at the back. You can see him there just demanding more from his teammates, delivering his orders.
Yeah, came and took a good cross, but the save was excellent. Then he realised he hadn't claimed it the first time, and he followed the shot and you know, made himself a big target, and great save.
Van Schaik drops one into Wild. Worked through with Higashi. Anunga looking for the switch. Skylar Thomas forced into dribble. Kotaro Higashi, always 1-2 touch passing. Fantastic link in the middle of the park. That's exactly what you want from your midfielder striker.
Yeah, no, you know, the battery have got some very good technicians. They're all good on the ball, and when they do get into their rhythm and start passing the ball around with their movement, they're outstanding. And you know, the same has to be said if you look for Nashville. And you know, this is one of the beautiful things now about this league growing. That, you know, there's great players now, lots of people. There's lots of soccer now on TV. I mean, it's been a great day for soccer, isn't it? Champions League, English playoff final. So you know, we certainly have been encouraging kids to go and watch all the games, and there's been 3 fantastic games culminating in this one here.
And several fantastic ones in the USL as well. The top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference playing each other right now. We'll keep you up to date with all the scores from around the leagues as this game progresses. Thomas looking for the header. Rittmeyer to recover. Wins the second. Akinyode with the press. He finds Wild. You can hear the fans getting behind him. He's looking for Guerra. A chip ball through to Higashi. Just a bit too much sauce.
Good creativity though, wasn't it? You know, again, it was again, Anunga for me has been outstanding tonight for the home team. You know, again, he's mopped up the ball, put a nice ball down the line, and then he just doesn't stand and watch it, does he? He goes on and he wants to link into play, and then Gordon Wild brings another dimension to the game for the battery. He's quite happy to run with the ball, cut inside. He's a little bit unfortunate there with the final pass, but it was a great idea.
Gordon Wild, just so unpredictable, has fantastic texture on the ball. Like you said, can dribble at them, go over the top, through the middle. He'll be relishing these minutes to come on. Mueller with the chase. Malotto, another one that's, for me, been the player of the night for Nashville, just creating so many chances and always on the press.
Yeah, he, again, you know, good. He's got great work rate, both with the ball and without the ball. And, yeah, he's had a big feature in this game.
Akinyode. Forced back. Anunga can pick it up. It's Atula Guerra. He's got Rittmeyer, goes to Wild. Wild to Rittmeyer. A ground ball into the back of the box, and Van Schaik just wide of the target.
Yeah, great run again. Great play, great link-up play. I think Guerra took a knock on the edge of the box there. Here we go. The ball's played wide. Good cross low into the box. And just unlucky, yeah. I think it was one of the ones where it could have hit anybody and going.
Those ground balls have been so dangerous tonight in the attack. A fantastic delivery from Rittmeyer. Matt Pickens just giving his team a chance to get shape. Mike Anheuser below me having a word with the 4th official. Very unhappy. First time we've seen him off his bench all night.
Yeah. I think he was upset with the treatment of Guerra as he ran through. You know, he was making a positive run into the box, and I think he got taken out a little bit.
Now this could be a chance for another attack for the Battery. It's Nico Rittmeyer. Back to Anheuser. Dinks a ball into the box. Atula Guerra's there. A ground ball again. And Van Schaik just wide of the post. Absolute repeat of just a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, no, again, great ball by Anheuser, wasn't it? In behind. Guerra's done great. Looked up first on ball, and you have to give it to Van Schaik. Here we go. Great ball in behind. First time, looked up, just rolled it into a danger area. And Van Schaik, he's a left-footed player, but you see he came in with his right foot. Great chance. That's 2 in the last couple of minutes. And Van Schaik's made some great runs into the box and got himself into some good goal-scoring opportunities.
Atula Guerra serving that one up on a plate. Another fantastic chance for the Battery. It's been very back and forth in this late going. Nashville with the throw, their chance for the attack.
I'm sure as we come into the last 15 minutes of the game, you know, both teams want, you know, they've shown that they want to come out and get one. You know, Kosminski saved a minute ago, and then the 2 chances there. So neither team's settling for a point right now.
Washington into Akinyode.
Great play again by Anheuser.
Davis taking his chance to join into the attack. Let me update you with some scores from around the league. Pittsburgh and Penn drawing 1-0. Charlotte Independence beating Richmond Kickers 3-0. And Louisville Cincinnati remains 1-0. All still going on though. We'll keep you up to date with those as the game progresses. Davis gets us back underway. Garrett drops down to help in the defence. Kimura takes his space in the middle. Finds Mulatto at the top of the box, outnumbered by the Battery back line.
Here we go. There's again good pressure there. Oh, Kataro's gone down. I think he's got a little bit of cramp or something there.
This might bring up Bobby Weisenberg from MUSC Health, always taking fantastic care of the players. But below me, just out of your sight, Gary Smith having a word with Ish Jome, another signee. New this week, came in with Brandon Allen from Gambia. Made his debut in the 3rd round of the Open Cup. Came in on the 62nd minute against Mississippi Briller and was part of their win. Signed as a free agent. Comes from Santa Barbara University.
Yeah, so players now will take the opportunity to get some fluids on board.
Deceivingly warm night out there, Derrick.
No, it is yet. No, and you know, I think all the subs will be needed. Battery just looking to see which subs they're going to make. I think sometimes when it's this warm, a little injury like this gives all the players a chance to regroup, get some fluids on board. Then it just, you know, you've got to hope that your team's focused on the game, that you don't switch off in these down moments.
And here we're going to see the substitute. It's going to be Taylor Washington making way for the new signee who also makes his USL debut tonight. Jome got MLS experience and played with Minnesota when they were part of the NASL. You can expect him to have an influence in tonight's match. Just a couple of degrees warmer, Derrick, and we'd be forced to have the mandatory water break.
Yes, we would.
And that's going to bring up another substitution for Mike Anheuser's side. Kotaro Higashi makes way for Angelo Kelly. A straight swap for them in the midfield. Looks like Nico Rittmeyer will just drop off to join the attack.
Yeah, Kelly will play out here on the right.
Angelo Kelly came in through the open trials, impressed Mike Anheuser. Played very well during the Carolina Challenge Cup. And has seen some Open Cup minutes. That's one of the best things about the Open Cup is you can see all the players get their confidence and get the minutes in.
Yeah, I'm sure his inclusion tonight is really based off of his performance the other night.
Allen looking to flick one through. Just too much for Candela, and Allen regains the possession. The Battery working it from the back. Joe looking to get his first touches on the ball.
He's been outstanding tonight, Anheuser. He really has. He's been the workhorse. He's took a little bit of a knock here. We hope everything's all right because he
started every game this season for Mike Anheuser, including Open Cup matches, as has Kayla Mueller and Jared Van Schaik. Here he is again at the top of the box. Runs into danger, lays one off to Kelly. Wild.
Yeah, Wild likes to run around. Unlucky, good ball in. Yeah, as I said, since the change have come, they look a lot more dangerous, the home team. They've got players that want to and can run with the ball. And you know, their chances have almost doubled in this second half just with having players that are prepared to run at people down the outside.
Nunga tracking back to help the back line.
He's been immense tonight. Everything he's done, he's worked hard. He's a big feature for the home team, but tonight he's been absolutely exceptional.
It'd be interesting to see how many miles he racks up in a game just from watching him tonight. Box to box running, side to side.
Both sides of the ball. You know, he can stop other teams playing. He can create goals. He can score goals. You know, he's got absolutely everything. Screens the back four.
Van Schaik injects one into the attack. Wild picks it up. Good solid defense from Nashville. Well, in this homestand, the Battery have, before tonight's match, have earned a 13 out of the 15 possible points.
That's a great return, isn't it? It's a great return. You know, I think most coaches would take that in this division. You know, if you're winning at home, you win your home games, you can get a few results on the road, and I'm sure that's what Gary Smith's doing with the Nashville team. You know, they've done well at home and they've got points on the road, and if you do that, you know, that's playoff form, isn't it?
And that was dispossessed. Malotto picks it up. It's dangerous. Finds Allen. Allen 2-on-1 at the top of the box. Nicely deflected from Skylar Thomas.
Every now and again that happens with the Battery, doesn't it? They just get a lazy pass. They very casual at the back, and then they create their own danger there.
It's going to be a corner kick for Nashville. The Battery leaving Atula Guerra up this time, the lone striker.
I always think this is a feature of a game. And for any young players out there watching, when you make substitutions, you've got to come on and know your role when it comes to set pieces. So if you look at it, you know, knowing where you go when you come on and whose position are you taking, you can't have confusion at set pieces.
It's going to be Malotto to take it. Atula Guerra has dropped back into the box. Everybody back for the Battery. It's a good delivery. Hefty ball to the back post. Joe will chase, but earns his side another corner.
That flicks off Aguirre's head there. Again, you know, he'll be wanting to do his work in the other box, but, you know, again, it's always good to see your centre-backs come back and get heads on the ball. That's good.
He's going to leave it this time for Justin Davis, who will trot across to take it.
Again, the hand signal suggests it's something they've worked on.
Jome just dropping out of the box, this time into the penalty spot, just over the crossbar, but a fantastic delivery.
Yeah, great delivery, good head. I'm sure he'll be very, very disappointed. It was a great corner that came across, whipped into the box. He lost his marker, went in, got a good header. If he'd have gotten on target, I think that could have been our second goal for Nashville.
This is going to bring up the third substitution for Gary Smith. It's going to be LaGrassa to make way for Ryan James, the Canadian, who joins the side with USL experience, most recently playing for the Rochester Rhinos. And another straight swap into the midfield.
Yeah, Reed's gone a little bit higher up today, isn't he, look now? So Reed's moved on. James will come in.
Davis looking to link in the attack. Thomas keeping Allen quiet.
You could see what he was trying to do there, wasn't he? He was just putting a little bit more pressure than he thought. He was just trying to get Wild in very quickly. It's unlucky.
Davis gets us back underway quickly. Allen forced back by Thomas.
He's a big, strong, powerful lad, isn't he, Allen?
A very, very dangerous striker. Mueller wins the aerial duel. And again. This time Rittmeyer clears. Reed picks it up in the middle. Pushes one back. But in this late going, that's not a bad ball, even though it missed Allen, just trying to pin the Battery back in their own half.
Yeah, I think there comes to a point in a game where, you know, if you're Gary Smith, you know, you've got to balance off that. Can we try and nick a 2-1, or are you better off just simply with your point?
Wild looking to get in the foot race. Davis stands in his way.
Obviously, always the away team's always happier with the draw, so I'm sure the Battery won't be settling for that.
But a draw means unbeaten in 10 games for Mike Anheuser's side as they head on a hefty road schedule. Still plenty of time left in this match, but they'll be on the road to face Indy 11 on Saturday. And then in the next round of the Cup, they'll face MLS rival Atlanta United, and that's going to be a fantastic game, Derrick. Yeah,
no, definitely. You know, we spoke about it many times. You know, they're the prizes of doing well in these early rounds of the Cup games. Right now, though, I'm sure, you know, the coaching staff at the Battery and Nashville are just focused on league results. Those Cups games just come. As soon as the league game's over, then they start to focus on that.
Allen knocks one onto Mulatto. Akinyode with the press. Just Brian Anunga taking one to the face. And the Battery have won a free kick.
I don't think the referee's got his card out tonight, has he? There's look.
Just only the one booking tonight that we've seen.
Yeah, so it's been played in a great spirit, the game, hasn't it? It's been highly competitive. Two good teams, two good defences. You know, two very good goals. You know, the free kick was a great strike, and the Battery's equaliser was equally as good in open play. So it's been a fantastic game. It was played at a very good tempo.
And here you can see that tempo. Nashville building in the attack. Wins the free kick on the far side.
I think that's one that confuses players there. I think the referee didn't give the initial free kick. The guy tries to protect the ball, and then the referee then blows it a little bit later.
It's going to be Reed to take it. He's been another phenomenal player for Nashville tonight. Very consistent. It was Rittmeyer that just picked his pockets. Well, I'm hearing there's going to be 3 minutes of added on time, but we'll await the confirmation. Right now, it's Justin Davis over the dead ball. There's some pushing and shoving going on in the box. The referee's got his eye on it, away at the near post. Recycled, Mueller gets a tap on it. Reed for Davis. Davis into the box. And safety first from Jared Van Schaik. That's going to be a corner kick. We're in stoppage time now. There's the confirmation. 3 minutes to go. But a real chance for Nashville.
Yeah, the home team are under pressure in these last couple of minutes. I'm sure they'd want the ball to be up the far end, you know, trying to do it. But they've just got to make sure they don't give nothing silly away at this end. They've worked hard. They've clawed their way back into the game. Now they want to make sure that they don't give anything silly at the end.
Mulatto to take it. Knocks one into the back post again. Thomas is there, shielded out. Goal kick for Joe Kosminski, nicely defended by the Battery.
Yeah, again, though, it's a little bit worrying that they got two players there that I think they got in each other's way, the Nashville players. I wasn't sure who it was. But again, it's worrying because they get headers on the ball inside the 6-yard box. It's not something Kosminski can come and get either through a crowd of players.
Joe Kosminski been absolutely solid tonight, other than the free kick that was a fantastic strike. Now aerial balls flying around the middle of the park. Allen, read by Thomas. It's Van Schaik. Now the game's really opening up in this late going. Just some tired legs from Atula Guerra.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, both teams have worked very, very hard, haven't they? They both worked hard. They both, you know, they've given everything. Both, as I said, it's been a very entertaining game. Some very good players on display for both teams. And if we're honest, if the game finishes 1-1, you would have to say a fair result. I think Nashville shaded the first half, and certainly that the home team has upped their game and definitely taken the second half. So very good game. Hopefully we'll get one more chance just so the crowd can cheer at something.
Just out of your sight. Hundreds of fans below us, both from Nashville and Charleston Battery. Poppy Miller alongside Derrick Broadley. Thank you for joining us wherever you are for tonight's match. Davis, safety to the back line. It's Doyle. Long ball forward. Rittmeyer in the air. Now this could be a chance for Nashville as they build in the attack. Slick surface out there tonight. Davis. Solid challenge from Anheuser and wins the throw.
Yeah, that's Anheuser again. Yeah, he's definitely been my star man tonight.
And Davis is going to get a yellow card for throwing the ball around. For throwing the ball out of bounds, sorry.
The referee will add another 30 seconds on for that, just for the fact he did it.
Anheuser lays one off for Kelly. It hits Joan. And that is going to be all we're going to see from tonight's match.
No, it's been
the final result, Charleston Battery 1, Nashville SC 1. Derrick Broadley, your final thoughts?
No, I thought it was a fair result based on the game. As I said, I think the first half, you would definitely say that it was shaded by Nashville. Second half, the Batteries clawed their way back in. Some very positive substitutions by both coaches, kept the game at a really good tempo. So, no, very pleasing game, high-quality game. As I said, I don't think the viewers can see just how hot it is out there. And as I said, to keep that tempo going all the way to the end was very, very pleasing.
Very deceiving out there. You just saw the goal scorer, Atula Guerra. Both teams now continue this difficult schedule as they hit the road for Wednesday night matches. The Battery take on Indy 11. And Nashville SC hit the road to take on Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Another difficult one with 3 games in 7 days.
Yeah, no, I'm sure both teams have got it all to do. As I said, right now they'll just be looking at this game and thinking how well they've done. As I said, I think Gary Smith will be slightly happier with the point, but Mike Anheuser must be very, very pleased with how his team came out in the second half. He's done, you know, they've come out, they've done really well. And as I said, you know, they've forced into a couple of substitutions, but mostly both coaches went for it with their substitutions, and I have to say that it was a really good game and probably a fair result.
Mike Anheuser and Gary Smith out there congratulating both teams. That's all from us here at MUSC Health Stadium. On behalf of Poppy Miller, Derrick Broadley and the entire broadcast crew, have a fantastic evening. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.